Well, hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of Cyber Center. I'm Joe Moline, and today I'm very pleased to bring everyone Lillian Walker. And Lillian has recently celebrated 2 years at Cyber Advisors. And the reason I wanted to bring Lillian on today was we're talking today about the many talents that people have here at Cyber Advisors, how we like to know about those talents outside of the workplace, how we utilize it inside the workplace. And that's what brings Lillian here today. Lillian has talents outside of the workplace as well and has interests. And one of those is her participation in community theater. She's a musical junkie, so to speak, and she's a talented one at that. And Lillian recently starred at a local community theater performance. And Lillian, just kind of share a little bit with the audience out here, that experience. What was the part, what was the play, and how did it go?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just participated in my post-pandemic production, the first one, getting back out on stage. It was Seussical the Musical, which is an entire musical based on Dr. Seuss. So super goofy, super fun, very family-oriented. And I played Maisie LeBird, which if you know anything about Dr. Seuss, her character has a somewhat sordid relationship with an egg. She ends up, having an egg, leaving it. Horton sits on it, and then ditches her child. A classic tale. But I had an absolute blast. It was great to be back on stage, singing, dancing, acting, being a part of that community again. I think it was very much needed, and we all really appreciated it. I know a couple cyber employees came out and supported me, so that was super fun to see them, and even brought some of their kids who, I hadn't seen since the last, company picnic before the pandemic. And of course, half of them are almost as tall as me. I mean, I'm only 5 feet, so it doesn't take much, but it was really cool to see, my community here at Cyber meeting my community out, in the real world. So that was super cool.
Well, your performance coincided in a week where my kids were off at camp, so we didn't get to see you. I apologize. But I do know you're going to have to be in another performance because I need to be able to see it. And also, I know for a fact I have a young little daughter, an 8-year-old, who once she sees you on stage, I think she'll be your biggest fan. So I'm excited for that opportunity as well.
Well, be careful because, Lisa's daughter was like, "Mom, why wasn't I on stage?" So I might be recruiting the children of our team to start performing with me.
Oh, my daughter's already there. She'll sign herself right up. It's interesting. We talk about the theater performance, and that's actually it's ironic that that's what brought you to Cyber Advisors. You were participating in a show with our CEO, Shane Vinup, and that's kind of how you learned about Cyber Advisors, how he learned that you might be in the mix for a little bit of a career shakeup. And boy, what a nice little ordeal that turned out to be, because we feel like a pretty good fit.
Yeah, absolutely. I had known Shane for a couple years, and then I was the assistant director, so I was on the production side of The Little Mermaid, and I was actually at callbacks, and he was like, "Hey, we're hiring. I think you would be an incredible fit. You should put your resume in." And I was like, are you just trying to get the lead? Like, I don't want to be bribed with potential job opportunities." But he laughed. He said, no, it was great. And he was right. It turned out to be an absolutely fabulous fit. And I'm so glad that I had met him out in the community and he brought me to Cyber, because I absolutely love it.
Well, you've done a tremendous job. We're lucky to have you. And, I think that we're lucky to have a lot of different employees here at Cyber Advisors. And it has been fun to get to know some of their talents. And we end up utilizing their talents in many different ways. We have Cyber Advisors employees that are interested in photography, and we use that. I've used another person's creative, artistic abilities for certain projects. So we have a lot of different talents spread throughout the organization. You and I are working on a little side gig. It's not going to probably happen this year. We have some barriers against us, but we have some people with musical talents, and we're going to be sure to use those talents as well for an upcoming company event. We're excited to do that as well. But that's the fun thing, is we totally embrace people having interests and talents outside of Cyber Advisors. And then, of course, we always see how it can benefit the company as well.
Well, and I think it's super fun to like, engage with people. Obviously, we have passions in our work, in our day-to-day job that we interact with our coworkers with, but getting to talk to Tom about, his music that he's working on and releasing and all of this cool equipment that he's buying, but then seeing him use that equipment for another cyber project, like in the office, and just his passion talking about like, oh yeah, this is the piece that I bought a couple weeks ago and was telling you about. So it's really cool to just like have that crossover. And obviously, like you said, to benefit the company.
Yeah, we got to start figuring out who these people who fancy themselves really good cooks and start utilizing some of those talents and have some nice little Friday lunches or something here as
Yeah, well,
well.
Dan keeps talking about his meat smoker. I'm like, well, when am I getting ribs? Like,
I don't
what?
see the meat smoker in the parking lot. Where is it?
No.
All right. Another thing we want to talk about here today while we had you was you've also stepped up in many areas at Cyber Advisors, wearing lots of different hats, constantly changing them. And now you're stepping up more in terms of, our company outreach, our community outreach for our company. We had a nice little event this week where you, along with other Cyber Advisors teammates, were over there at Second Harvest and packed some food for the local food shelves.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it definitely feels like a costume change if we're tying back in theater with all the hats I wear sometimes. But it was super fun. Kate Drankoff and I kind of worked in coordinating with Second Harvest Heartland and getting us in there and volunteering. They ended up having us pack bread. So we were, organizing, sorting stuff out, packing it up, and it was very successful. I don't know who was setting the pace. It was very quick and very fast. But I mean, if that's something to be said for the cyber workforce, is we are efficient and we are hard workers. The coordinators over there actually complimented us. They're like, we gave you enough food to pack for 2 hours and you got it done in 45 minutes. So that is impressive. And, we're all a little sweaty, but it was super fun. I think if my notes are correct, our total poundage was 4,144 pounds, which equals about 3,553 meals.
And that's a bread, and that takes a lot of bread to get to that much weight, right?
Yeah, I don't know how they're like a bread is a meal, but I'm guessing contributing factors about how they get to that number. But it was super fun just to be out with our team members and knowing that we were supporting and affecting the community in a positive way, which was super exciting. And we'd worked with them in the past, so they were excited to have us again and hopefully again in the future.
Well, thank you very much for continuing to bring light to some of that stuff, and obviously being so open to wearing multiple hats and helping out different teams. So we appreciate you very much and all those efforts. Now, Lillian's primary job and responsibility at Cyber Advisors is on our inside sales team, and one of those things that she does for that job responsibility is take great care of our customers, helping provide information, quoting, and sourcing of all your IT needs. So if you're ever in the market for our assistance in finding the right IT solutions for you too, Lillian is just one of those people that can help you out. And she does a great job of that. So Lillian, thank you very much for joining here today. Everyone got to learn a little bit more about you, and I'm sure you'll be on sometime again on Cyber Center. And thanks for watching.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe. Bye.